Stephen Colbert has done it again. Remember how Trump had mixed up the names of Ronny Johnson and Ronny Jackson? Colbert just turned that into a hilarious parody song. The audience is loving it. The original video has 151,000 views.
That's not his name. That's not his name. That's not his name. That's a bad brain. He says it just flawed. Then made this go. Oh, it's not the first time he's botched a name. That's not his name. That's not his name. That's not his name. This man's not sane. It will make me puke if we give that nukes to this fall after all that we've heard. That's not a word. That's not a word. That's not a word. These are not words.
It didn't take long for the late-night TV host Stephen Colbert to mock Donald Trump for getting the name of his former White House physician wrong while boasting about his performance on a screening test intended to assess mild cognitive impairment. Trump has repeatedly gotten names wrong and mispronounced words. Ahead of his scheduled June 7th debate on CNN with President Joe Biden, Trump insisted at a campaign event in Milwaukee that Biden should take a cognitive test. Trump claimed that he had taken a similar test.
I know words. I have the best words.
He was awarded the Bronze Star and the Combat Infantryman Badge. Heroin alone, if you look at the heroin epidemic, last year alone, ICE officers removed 10,000 known or suspected gang members.
And to delegitimize
Heart, lung, and liver transplants. And his daughter Laura at a reception for the Italian. And we are reclaiming our noble heritage. Companies are really big beneficiaries.
I don't know if you guys can make sense of the world, but I certainly can't. This is hilarious. According to the NBC News article published on June 17, 2024, former President Donald Trump confused the names of his former White House physician just moments after he had said President Joe Biden should take a cognitive test. The mix-up happened as Trump bragged that he had aced a cognitive test. Trump also criticized Biden, saying, "I think he should take a cognitive test just like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Doc Ronny Johnson," Trump said, confusing the name of his White House physician, Dr. Ronny Jackson, now a member of the House. Does everyone know Ronny Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. Trump continued bragging about having gotten every question right on the cognitive test Jackson administered, apparently unaware that he had fumbled his name.
The Biden team is hoping for moments like what happened yesterday when Donald Trump was talking about his former White House physician, Ronny Jackson, at an event in Michigan.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Dr. Ronny Johnson, does everyone know Ronny Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. And he said I was the healthiest president he feels in history, so I liked him very much.
So he called him Ronny Johnson. It's Jackson. Not the, biggest mistake in the world.
Sometimes that can happen. The New York Times has compiled a list of jokes about name mix-ups. These jokes are from some of the most successful comedians. The jokes are only intended for entertainment and don't mean to hurt anyone's sentiments. Let's take a look at these jokes. Jon Stewart. The sad thing is, under MAGA law, his name is now Ronny Johnson. Jimmy Kimmel. It's not Ronny Johnson, it's Jackson. If that was another cognitive test, you failed it, okay? Seth Meyers. Bragging about acing a cognitive test while forgetting the name of the doctor who gave it to you is like writing on a resume that you speak 3 languages and misspelling the word language.
Bragging about acing a cognitive test while forgetting the name of the doctor who gave it to you is like writing on a resume that you speak 3 languages and misspelling the word languages. In that same speech, you can also see Trump's brain glitch, and rather than just stop and reset like a normal person, he tries to recover by randomly pointing to someone in the crowd.
But the American people were far better off under a gentleman named President Donald J. Trump. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of him? And in particular, and remember this. Oh, wait a minute. Mike Lindell, please stand up, okay?
First of all, credit where credit's due. He did get Donald J. Trump's name right.
Most hilarious joke, however, is Colbert's parody song, That's Not His Name, based on the catchy 2008 hit, That's Not My Name, by the British indie pop duo, the Ting Tings. The spoof goes interspersing Trump's words with new lyrics. Here's the original.
With nothing to consider, they forget my name. They call me Hell. They call me Stacy. They call me Her. They call me Jane. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name.
That's my favorite now. I didn't know that the song even existed. It's pretty good. The lyrics are great. The beat is funky, but I like it. You know, people keep getting my name wrong too, and here is the hilarious parody Colbert made.
That's not his name. That's not his name. That's not his name. That's a bad brain. He says it just flawed. Then made this faux pas. It's not the first time he's botched a name. That's not his name. That's not his name. That's not his name. This man's not sane. It will make me puke.
That's not his name? So funny. This is the best thing I've heard in years. I wonder if Donald Trump listens to this. I don't think so. His niece Mary Trump has said he doesn't particularly enjoy this kind of thing. I bet you guys loved it. Want me to play it again? Actually, no. We have to keep going. And moving on. According to the NBC article by Megan Libowitz published on June 17th, Trump has mixed up the names of prominent officials and politicians before. In January, he confused GOP presidential rival Nikki Haley with Rep. Nancy Pelosi, the Caliph, when he was talking about the Jan 6 attack on the US Capitol. Trump had referred to Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban as the leader of Turkey, and he has switched Biden's name with that of former President Barack Obama, which Trump defended, saying he did it sarcastically.
Go ahead, Ken. Chuck Canterbury, the National President, Fraternal Order of Police from South Carolina.
There was progress today. I look forward to solving it.
Thank you, Steve. And so he has a good excuse. And I said, Ron, make sure these countries start paying their bills a little bit more. They're way, way behind, Ron. And you heard the Prime Minister, you heard Netanyahu yesterday.
Well, I had dinner last night with Jim Perry.
Wow, it's all on tape. I have a problem with remembering names. However, I did some of those memory exercises and I'm doing much better. According to the CBC News article by Stephen Beckett, updated on June 3, 2024, former President Donald Trump's conviction in New York stemmed from a $130,000 hush money payment to his attorney Michael Cohen made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in the days before the election of 2016. Prosecutors said that the deal was meant to keep voters in the dark about Daniels' allegations that she had sex with Trump years later, which he denies. But the actual charges that Trump faced were far less salacious and dealt with the comparatively mundane paperwork that was generated when he reimbursed Cohen for the payment. Trump was charged with 34 counts of falsification of business records in the first degree, which is a felony in New York. He pleaded not guilty when he was arraigned last year.
The day after convicted felon Donald Trump was convicted of his felonies, he staged his own mini meltdown in the lobby of Trump Tower.
This is a case where if they can do this to me, they can do this to anyone.
It's true. No, it is true. Just think about that. If it could happen to him, it could happen to anyone who commits crimes.
Stephen Colbert said in one of his videos, "We might be facing a situation where if you can't do the time, and I can't believe I'm saying this, don't do the crime." Which is right, because one has to get out of the victim mentality. The law only catches you if you commit a crime. If you don't commit a crime, the law will leave you alone. However, Mr. Trump disagreed with the verdict. He had said some not so nice things about the judges and the Department of Justice, and he also said that he was innocent even though the jury had convicted him on all 34 charges. There are 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Who knows, the ex-president might be going through that. We hope eventually he'll process the grief and reality will sink in. Until then, God bless America, and thanks for watching.